we didn't try and do a crack at the same time?
Oh. Yes. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Here we
Yep.
go. Wait. All right, here we
This
go.
hurts my nails. Hurry.
I know. All right, 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Cheers.
buddy. We made it. First
Who
off,
knew that I would drink?
fucking banquet beer, huh?
I'm drinking beer. Who knew it?
Wow.
Things have changed.
No punts allowed. Ready to talk actual college football, which we did last week.
We keep talking football. I will say, going through our highlight reel that producer Matt put together for us, there was so much shenanigans that went on in the off season, and we could pretty much talk about anything for hours. And obviously, this is a college football podcast, but we are, we do like to talk about all things. But I'm very, very excited for us to have games, things to talk about, storylines. I'm ready to be a little bit of a serious pod, not uber serious, but a little serious.
Well, that's a perfect segue because your sweatshirt, if you're watching on the YouTube, my amazing golf shirt, polo. Even though I don't play as much golf, call it a golf shirt. Municipal, back baby. Municipal, in again for another year. Municipal.com. All right. I will get somewhat serious for a second. So last year, Municipal joined with the pod for the football season, and it was kind of a defining moment for us because we don't need any of this, and you and I can get together and talk about college football and stupidity, and that's honestly, this is fun. It's not work, it's fun. But
yes,
to partner with a group, Municipal, who makes, frankly, it's clothing designed for me and for you, but their arsenal of stuff this, it's fun to promote something that I love to wear, and people that are awesome. They're also everywhere now. Mark Wahlberg is if you're at a UFC fight, you see him standing back there decked out in Municipal gear.
Yes.
And the way that I have described it in my very unscientific way, for at least from the male perspective, is I could wear this to the golf course, I could wear it to the gym. Actually, I'm not ready for pants season, but the athletic wear, the sweat. Oh my God, yeah, we're gonna be getting.
And
more
you're
of
gonna
those.
get more. We're gonna get more
I
of
know,
you showing your calves on camera.
Oh yeah, and there's some other surprises along the way. So we've got some contests, we've got some other fun things, but we are thrilled to have them back. They're great to work with, and we support it. And if you want to get Municipal stuff, we have a code again, officially. No Punch 20% off your first order. Municipal.com. How did I do on that? Did I do okay?
Great, good job. It's your first one of the year, so I really nailed it.
Deep breath. I'm super excited. Municipal, cheers. Taking a drink.
Yeah, Municipal, cheers.
Good beer here. I had to look what I'm drinking. I didn't know. This is delightful.
Yeah, I revealed mine already. Sorry. We are going to do picks and pints.
Yes.
We're back. We're so back. We have locks of the week. I'm super stoked.
Before we talk about week, you're right. This is kind of more of a serious week. We'll get into tomfoolery along the way. But let's do a little week 0 recap. We could start with Sam Hartman, I guess, is probably the most relevant thing. Maybe it's USC. Friend of the pod, even though he's not actually a friend of the pod. We just love him, and he is
We
awesome.
love Sam Hartman.
In conclusion, Sam Hartman, yes?
Yes.
Are you changing your outlook on Notre Dame? Does that do anything to change?
No, because I think they were a little underrated, and we talked about it on one of the live shows we've been doing. And I think that they certainly are a playoff contender. I think any guy that wears a piece of his rib around his neck is somebody who can make a college football playoff. A little nervous defensively, still let Navy score some points. So just, I think they got into a rhythm offensively. So yeah, I'm optimistic, but it's still Notre Dame.
Well, okay, let's transition this. You say nervous. I mean, of the two big teams playing, obviously the nervous energy around the USC defense, I think, is real, right?
Yeah.
San Jose State, I think they average 7 yards a carry. Caleb Williams is just ridiculous. And it's going to be it's going to be. I'm trying to think of a good comparison, but Caleb Williams versus the universe is going to be really fun to watch.
Yes,
like Caleb Williams versus the universe, and that's what it's going to have to be. No.
Yeah. Were you asking if it was like if I had to choose between those two heights?
I know.
Well, here's the thing though, is that I'm willing to answer that question because, to be fair, last year I was very much on the Notre Dame train, and they lost to Marshall in week 1, so I legitimately can't be like, yeah, I'm all in. So I'm not gonna jinx myself and do that, but I will say it. The same questions we had last year with USC are the questions we have this year, and I don't know that much has changed, so we might just get the same result.
I just Caleb Williams, fucking hero ball all year is going to be awesome, and it's going to be. I mean, he's dropping the ball, he's throwing these gorgeous passes. I don't think it's going to end well for USC. I've been down on USC to begin with, but watching them try, and then you've got these young wide receivers and kick returners making these amazing plays. Like USC is like the team you build in the NCAA video game where you're just like, yeah, fuck the defense. Like I want stats, I want speed, I want man. USC is going to be the best watch in the sport, without question. They may have done it anyways, but they're going to give up 1 billion yards. And they're going to score 1,000,001 yards in most games. And I'm just curious to see how that translates.
I do want to say I was very proud of my betting selection for USC and San Jose State. I took San Jose State to cover, and they did. I think it was 31. Excellent.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Excellent betting.
How was the bet? I'm glad you bring up betting. How was your betting?
My betting was solid. I have to say, I went 3 for 3. The ones that I actually put money on, I went 3 for 3. So I took Notre Dame to cover, San Jose State to cover, and then I took Jacksonville State +1.5.
Did win I was 2 and 3. Jacksonville State. You're fist pumping as I'm saying how bad I sucked. By the way, bad time for a fist pump. Whatever.
To be fair, there's a delay on our video right now, and I know it's going to be fine for the podcast, but you've been twitching this entire first part of the episode.
Maybe I'm just twitching. Okay, it is week 1.
You're glitching. You're short-circuiting because we've just been working you too hard, which is fair.
It's glitching. There's something in the matrix. Yeah, I went 2 and 3, and I want to talk about New Mexico State versus UMass. I joked about it at the pod last week. I kind of go through this scoring. I got to go through the actual. So I had the under. I believe it was 45. Okay, I had the under 45. I don't love betting unders. We really struggle with our totals as a podcast. We were an over podcast. Then you kind of you started back in
by
unders.
The over. Okay, let's be real. I got burnt by the over.
I don't know.
Don't worry, we're back on the overs this week.
Maybe producer Matt can check in this box score and throw it into the video. Okay, first quarter, 10-yard touchdown run. Second quarter, okay, it's 10-10 at half. Right? Let's simplify this. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. It is 13-10. I'm at 45. This game is a slog. The slog I was expecting. I am feeling fucking great. Do you know what happened next? A lot.
And
the final score, 13-10. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Final score, 41-30. What the fuck was that?
That hurts.
And so it wasn't just like my under getting clipped. This thing got demolished, right? It got absolutely demolished. So as I'm watching this game, I am getting irritated. I do not have a lot of money on this game. It is New Mexico State, UMass. I'm trying to keep things in check, right? Week 0, this is a dry run for us. I was so pissed off, Paige. I was like, this is impossible. This is so hard. I got a little bit back on Vandy Hawaii over. But it was not a good week for me. There was a series. Ohio, I had Ohio. Of course, their starting quarterback gets knocked out first quarter. I'm like, betting sucks. College football sucks. I'm over it. No, I'm back. But
so the vibes are a little off, but we'll regain our strength this week.
The vibes are okay. It's just gambling is tough. I gamble on UFC. I gamble on nonsense, and it's like college football. I think I know. And then when I pour myself into an off season, and I lose spectacularly, I just am reminded that there's a lot to learn. That's all. That's all I'm saying. But let's learn about week 1. Vibe check. Okay, my vibes are better now. This was last week's vibes. Where are you at? What are you most excited about week 1 in the eyes of Paige?
I just want football. Like, I know we joked about like week 0 not really being great football and like kind of being gross. Week 1 is a little like that. But I mean, we've got good games on Sunday, a good game on Sunday in LSU, Florida State.
Great game.
But Saturday, I'm just like excited to see teams play. Like, then we'll get an idea of certain quarterbacks. Like, I need something to go off of because I feel like this offseason has been harder than most to evaluate where teams are going to be at because transfer portal, recruiting, just everything, coaching changes, all of those things have been extremely hard to evaluate kind of where teams are, especially teams that we're used to having a pretty good idea like Alabama, Ohio State. You know, those are probably my biggest question marks because it's either like it for those teams it's playoff or bust, and for their fan bases it's national championship or bust. And I'm kind of curious to see where the bar is going to kind of be set there.
This is an odd week 1, and sounds like I'm going to cry. I just have beer in my throat. This is an odd week 1. There's LSU Florida State is definitively the number 1 game of the weekend.
Yes.
Like, and then I guess North Carolina, South Carolina. Like you and I were talking pre-show. Like football is football. I love football. This isn't like the most overwhelming week 1. So I'm wondering.
And usually we get like a kickoff game that's really good, and the Florida-Utah game is not going to be as great. I saw Cam Rising is likely going to be out.
I didn't see that.
So
but like this also, there's enough weird games, Paige, on the docket that like I'm curious. There could be some teeth on this week.
Oh, it's going to be fun. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be, I mean, we got Notre Dame being upset by Marshall last year. Like, I think we're going to get a biggie like that. And maybe a team that, you know, people are looking a week in advance. Who does Texas play this week?
Rice. 35. Okay. Who just say it? 35 points. There's some big spreads. Points. No, and then I get to that end, I am excited to see new quarterbacks, right? We did a live stream yesterday for BR. You've got Kyle McCord. You've got whomever Alabama is trotting out. We think Jalen Milroe, maybe multiple guys. You've got a lot of change. Back to Texas, Quinn Ewers. He played last year, but are we going to see a better version? Texas A&M, who I'm betting this week. Spoiler alert. Bobby Petrino, right? So I think getting back to the offseason, maybe there's not a ton of like marquee, crazy-ass games, but I think with all of the movement, just like we did with Sam Hartman, we take like Sam Hartman inventory, like check. Yep, Sam Hartman's still good. We're going to do that a lot. And there's
check it works in the Notre Dame offense. All right, cool.
Yeah, and like I can't do that with A&M. Like it's going to be very, very interesting. So I think there's a lot of really interesting, like Drake May, and we'll talk about the game a little bit more in depth, but like Drake May versus Spencer Rattler is an absolute doozy. All right,
delight.
That is fire. So
Delight. And you can guess what side of that I'm going to be on.
Yes, I think Duke Clemson could be weird. I think Washington Boise State could be a little bit weird.
Really? You think Duke Clemson's going to be weird?
There's some point spread oddities. I've got some interesting ones in my
Duke
locks.
And Clemson's a 13-point favorite. I thought that they would be at least at like 20 to 20. Like,
Washington,
that doesn't make
Boise
any
State,
sense.
the number is 14.5. I got to make sure this number hasn't changed.
Yeah, I was giving someone some betting advice today, and I was like, Clemson feels like a safe cover there. Of course, I'll regret
Duke
that
is such
later,
a pain in the ass team. This is like what they do.
Yeah, but I think Clemson has like something to prove.
Oh, I agree. No, and by the way, the Utah-Florida line, I didn't see that about rising down to 4.5.
Is it really?
Yeah, because it was 6.5, and then rising now 4.5. I mean, he's. I'm curious to see where that goes.
Wow.
Nebraska, Minnesota. Okay, you're listening to us on a Thursday or a Friday. This game may have happened. Neighbor Jason, right? Is ready to. Neighbor Jason's not going to be feeling good on Friday. Jason, if you're listening to this on Friday, I know you're going to feel like shit, right? This is a celebration. What are we going to get on Matt Rule? Been a weird week for Nebraska, by the way. My
gosh.
Sad.
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 It's
Just sad. But so This is a status check for teams.
By the way, I'm looking at the schedule. Miami of Ohio at Miami, Florida.
Yep.
Huge for that, because I just think that's a really funny box score to look at.
Oh, Miami. Yep.
Yeah, Miami.
You're doing what I love to do. How about Hawaii, Stanford, and the spread is only 3.5? Are we just game surfing right now?
We're just going through the games. Oh, it's just like Hawaii, Stanford, and like, by the way, in no world should Stanford be only a 3.5 point favorite over Hawaii.
I thought about Hawaii in that mix, but I'm gonna lay off.
But also, again, we don't know what we're gonna get with Stanford.
Wisconsin.
We have no idea what kind of team.
No. Stanford's dreadful. I kind of do what I know when I get, but I just don't know how.
We know they're gonna be bad, but you don't know how bad. And also, they've been able to they're a Pac-12 team. Colorado, TCU.
Yeah.
If you were thinking that you're gonna bet Colorado, sure.
I have a play in that game. Spoiler alert.
Are you really?
Yeah, not. I'll tease. That's a Picks and Pints game.
What's your kind of? Okay, so to tell the people, you are not riding on Saturday now. You're riding on Sunday because we're riding on Florida State LSU.
Yes.
So you will technically have the day off. And not really, because you and I will be talking the whole time. But what is your go-to routine for a college football Saturday that you're not necessarily working?
So I don't believe soccer has started yet for the kids.
Okay.
We'll start with soccer. But I think what I'd like to do this Saturday, I was just talking to my wife about this, is kegs and eggs, traditional kegs and eggs. So before kids, the start of every football season, I would make a gourmet breakfast and start drinking around 8 a.m. Now,
wow.
I'm not going to drink heavily. Like those days, I can't do it anymore. I can't, drinking beer with your kids at 8 in the morning, maybe slightly frowned upon. Okay. But maybe a Bloody Mary, right?
Okay.
Maybe a little Bloody Mary. I want to do, if I'm not writing, I may do a throwback day. And I really am actually looking forward to getting them immersed in football.
Yes.
I want them to feel it a little bit more this year.
Okay, well, what I've just now decided is that we are going to add Olivia into locks. So we need one Olivia lock of the week. So you just let her get picked on whatever she wants, whether she likes the uniforms, what's the best matchup.
But unfortunately, you know where this goes. I have 3 kids.
They're all going to want to do it?
Yeah. They're all
okay,
in.
Then I just need 3 locks. Kramer kiddo locks. I just need 3.
I will get those. And that'd be hilarious. Can we all both beat the kids?
Can we beat your kids?
Yes. And so we will
each week. We'll see who has the because we're picking 5, so we'll have to figure out the logistics. No,
we get one
this
pick.
Podcast
No. Oh yeah, fast to lose.
We get a point we get a point because technically we should have more at stake here. Because
I think you're talking about a super lock, right? What is your go-to pick if you have one of your locks? So we have our super locks up against the kids.
Okay, so we'll take one super lock.
Yes.
Versus the kids. And are they going to collectively give us a super lock or each?
Oh, no, they won't do that. They're
3.
Yes.
3 super locks from the Kramer kids. I like this. This is great. This is what this podcast is all about. Family.
We'll get little cutouts of their heads. They'll like that too.
Yeah, and we'll tweet it out.
Yeah.
They want to be involved.
This is Pandora's box, unfortunately, but they're in.
I love this.
Yes.
I love this. I can't believe that we actually get football this week. I know we had it last week. People are going to be so annoyed. The DJ.
It's different.
It's so different. The chaos of a Saturday where it's just all day long of watching football. I cannot wait to sit on the couch and just feast on 5 TVs.
So can I rant for a second? Actually, not on the dock, but this is freestyle rant.
Freestyle rants are always welcome. This is a safe space.
I put it on Twitter, and it's been a discussion because we're speeding up games with the clock, which actually was a bigger adjustment than I thought. Not necessarily in totals yet, but
yes,
watching the clock move after first downs was a little weird.
It's an adjustment. Yes, it's jarring.
It was a little weird. Just a visual oddity. But we'll be fine. Halftime. Halftime is too long. It's too fucking long. And there was some discord this week. I forget what game it was with the coach. The locker room was too far away. Halftime is too short to begin with. I think it was Dabo. And it's I don't know about you. Halftime on week 0 felt like an eternity. We've ranted about this. I love you, bands. Get your groove on before the game. You are a huge part.
Get your groove on.
This is an old fucking guy saying, I didn't mean it that way. I'm just trying to like lean into a point. You had like the spit out water face going, by the way, there, like cartoonish laugh. Like, Jesus. Old guy alert. But
get your groove on.
Do your thing early. We appreciate you. We love bands. We love pageantry. Huge part of college football. Let's speed it up at halftime. Let's move this fucking game along. It's 1,000 degrees.
You want the clock to move faster.
Places, okay? There are fans just sitting in there and baking. Let's shorten halftime. Let's get to football. We love the bands. There's time for the bands too, before, after, bars the night before. Let's speed it up.
Pep rallies outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't have any like preference either way. I don't view it as too long, but I'm okay supporting you in this and saying
thanks.
We can speed it up.
Except for get your groove on or whatever I said. You were like,
get your groove. You get your groove on.
I'm getting older. Just like.
And I'm sorry that I had to call it out.
No, it's
really
it's part of the charm that we do here.
I wish I didn't have to call it out, but you know what? You make that way. What other games are you looking forward to? / players are you looking forward to watching? This week?
I'm going to go purely selfish. Iowa. I'm really interested to see Iowa. Now, Cade McNamara is questionable. I don't know what that means. They went from a 25.5 point favorite, I think, to 23.5 point favorite. I'd love to see him play because a functioning Iowa offense is like pretty much what I'd like to see. I know it's not going to be very telling, but Wisconsin's offense with Braylon Allen and Tanner Mordecai, and they're playing Buffalo. They're like 26 point favorites. It's a big line. But I'd really like to see what that looks like. How fast are they playing? What do they show? There's definitely something there for me that I'd like to see. And then maybe the other game, because we'll break down some of the big ones, but the one I haven't really thought about much is Penn State, West Virginia. So is that where you're at? Like Drew Aller, the debut. This game has got a big spread. Are you in on locks here, or are you just in on the game?
I'm in on locks, buddy.
Okay, good. We'll save this one.
I mean, I labeled it "Let's Get Wild" because I'm in on it. I want change in college football. We're used to seeing certain things from certain teams and certain brands of football, and I'm kind of excited. To your point, the Wisconsin game, Penn State, I think it's going to be cool.
Yep.
Something I will say that I'm actually looking forward to is, I alluded to this last week, but I have sort of a tradition that I like to keep alive during week 1 of college football. The pumpkin spice latte comes out earlier and earlier every year, okay? And every week 1 of college football, I wait. My first pumpkin spice latte, and I get a pumpkin scone, is the first full Saturday of college football. So I wait.
You're implying that you're late to the game.
I am late to the game. It's been out for over a week. It's been out for over a week, and I wait to go get a pumpkin spice latte and a scone early in the morning. Like, I run quickly while watching game day and big noon kickoff, and then 9 a.m. rolls around and we get games, and I'm sipping on a pumpkin spice latte with the pumpkin scone.
This would be a good. I would love to know the communities. I'm appalled, not at you. Appalled, but but you go to stores, whatever store, a Costco, a Jewel, and you are decked out. I mean, there's Christmas stuff, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't know. Like, it's crazy to me. I can't do it, Paige. I can't. It's going to be 95 degrees here this weekend. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to it's a mindset. Fall is a mindset because it's always too hot. Like, fall is a mindset. You have to get yourself in the mindset, the cozy Saturday mindset. And this is my mindset. Got to get my mind right. Okay. Be ready for the Saturday. But you know what? It's my tradition, and I've stuck to it. And like I said, I do have to wait. So you made fun of me, but it's a week and a half of me not. There's also pumpkin spice cold brew, okay? And I held out. I held out.
Yeah. I'm happy. Whatever gets you in your mindset. I'm happy for you. I think it's bullshit, but I'm happy for you.
You're hating on the. Have you ever had a pumpkin spice latte?
I don't know. Pumpkin beer is not good. Fall beer is good. Like we've done this before. Fall beer I will incorporate into the, like there are some acceptable fall beers. There are some more than acceptable holiday beers, right? So we'll get into that. But I'm not there yet. I will be there shortly.
You've never had a pumpkin spice latte?
It's like 71 degrees here today, by the way. It is.
What if you get like a cold brew version of it? What if I
I'm not a cold brew guy either, though. So I was in Vegas.
I drink hot coffee always. We've actually, I think, talked about that. I'm a big hot coffee always. Remember how at the beginning of this episode I said we were going to talk about football?
Let's talk week 1. So we talked about
No. I was in Vegas. You did what? No. We got to circle back to that.
I drank hot coffee. It was 120 degrees. It's not that great of a story, actually. But I can't even do a cold brew in that environment. Yeah, no. But
what's your go-to coffee place?
Starbucks.
Starbs. Okay.
What about you? Starbs. You're on
I'm
first name basis.
Yeah, me and Starbs. I'm a gold member. Been a gold member since 2014. Actually, 2010.
I've become a kind of a coffee snob. It's like my beer drinking. By the way, this beer is gone. Almost debating cracking a second beer.
It's
the first episode. You know what? Hold on. It's week 1.
It is week 1.
That's a quick beer, by the way. What I should have done is stone cold them.
Wait.
Oh, you taking?
Yeah, go ahead. We're doing live.
You ever see that gif of the Philly fan who's sitting in the stands just pounding beers?
This feels like it's going to be a gif. If we could get this producer right, thanks.
Yeah. Week 1, 2 beer episode.
Yeah, week 1, 2 beer episode. Absolute chaos.
It's a fitting name. I'll get to it. People didn't already see it. So let's talk. All right, LSU, Florida State.
Yes.
I have this game in my locks or my picks and points, whatever it's called. Okay, so let's do a quick. Last year's game was kind of a beautiful mess, right?
Yes.
Florida State won. What's amazing to me, and then we'll break it down in locks, is how far these two teams have gone in a calendar year, right? Expectations now are absolutely enormous for both of these teams. Florida State is, Florida State is one of the most hyped teams this offseason. LSU is probably right in that same conversation. We'll save it for locks. We'll save it the pick. But what are you looking forward to most in this game?
Mostly just seeing if these two teams are worth the hype. I agree. I don't think we've ever had two as hyped off-season darlings as Florida State and LSU. They're two of the most hyped teams this offseason, and I feel like we're going to get a good picture of what they're going to look like. I mean, I even saw people putting Florida State in their playoff. Obviously, LSU, because they made the SEC championship game last year. People are having that conversation because if it doesn't shake out the way that it did in the Big Ten, LSU could have been in the conversation there. I think it's going to be very telling very early, and it is the golden child of games this weekend because it's going to give us the most information about two programs that, one reached, they both have had significant highs. Yes. And then obviously more recently LSU than Florida State, but they've reached the peak and then it's been these really big drop-offs and rough years. So definitely Florida State fans, I'm not trying to equate how long the LSU situation's been, because it's been much shorter time since they've seen great success. But I do think that these are programs that the expectation is high, the money invested in it is a lot. So I'm looking forward to it. I think that's going to give us the best look into the season of what we're kind of expecting.
By the way, Florida State fans, bless you.
Or I'm gonna just it's not a dab. It's a.
You know what though? Kudos to you, just letting that sneeze out, right?
I had to.
You didn't hand grenade, no, you
No,
you
I
also
had to
didn't
sneeze.
go like I do sometimes, like the blasphemy sneeze, like
Yeah.
no,
Well, and I'm pretty good. You complimented me once on the podcast for how well I cover my sneeze. Yeah, you gotta let it out because I hate people when they sneeze and they like hold it in, and it's like a like yeah, I'm like don't hold it in, like sneeze but cover, use your elbow.
No, great job. Like
Thank you. Like I'm in kindergarten. Full cover.
What were you? Oh, LSU, Florida State. That's what we were talking about. Florida State fans are feisty. Florida State fans are. We did a Heisman live stream and didn't mention Jordan Travis, and oh boy, they were not happy with that. So, that's okay. Like this is Florida State. Is the hype worthy or not? They've got some great players. They've got some great receivers. They've had some good players come back. It's amazing. Mike Norvell's done a really nice job, and Florida State fans should be excited. I'll leave it at that, and then we're going to get to our picks on that game. We'll break it down a little bit more and lay it. I also have North Carolina, South Carolina in my picks as well. Do you also?
I do as well.
Okay, so. What is funny, and we'll save the key breakdowns then for those, but when you look at North Carolina's season last year, it was like a tale of two seasons. They were the first 10 games, the last 4 games. They were 9-1, I believe, and then just shit fell apart. So the question is they've got some pending NCAA eligibility decisions that we're waiting on. There's a lot of moving parts, and then there's Drake May. So if we're going to say we love USC, Caleb Williams versus the universe, it's kind of, I don't mean that in a negative way to UNC, but there's no other way to say it. It's kind of Drake May versus the universe.
Well, and you hate to say that like teams live and die through their quarterback, but UNC in particular obviously does. This guy's
how much did Bama offer him? Like $1 billion to come over? Allegedly.
I'm not answering that. That's
okay, fine. Allegedly, Drake May was offered a lot of money.
He probably could have gone anywhere.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure Bama, since you just like sheepishly retreat.
Yeah, that pressure is a lot. I don't know. I think, obviously, I think the draft hype is certainly warranted, but I think if you're going to play in the ACC, you're probably going to get to highlight your skill set a little bit more than against SEC defenses. So I'd be fine sticking in the ACC. Not to say it's like the easy route, but it kind of is. But yeah, I'm optimistic for him. But again, their season really depends on how well he can. And I also think it's different than Caleb. Like I think Caleb putting the team on his back is also because Caleb loves to scramble, make the most out of broken down plays, and is a different type of quarterback in my opinion.
Caleb has more support on offense too, by the way.
Well, of course, yes.
Like significantly more support.
But that's what makes it like easier for him to be able to scramble and do what he does.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
And I think Drake May doesn't have that, there.
He can move, but it's different. All right, I'm going to give you 2 games, and I want you to tell me which one you're more interested
in. Okay.
Washington, Boise State, which the spread is 14.5, or Clemson, Duke, where the spread is 13.
I'm going to say Clemson, Duke, because I want to see where Clemson's at. I know Washington's going to be good, and I know Boise State's a fine opponent. I think they're a stronger opponent than obviously Duke is against Clemson, but I want to see where Clemson's offense is in terms of you got Garrett Riley. I want to see what the bar can be for that team and if they absolutely blow them out, because honestly, I think it's offensive that spread is as small as it is, in my opinion.
Both those lines have just kind of given me weird vibes. Texas Tech, Wyoming's another one, too.
That's in my locks.
Okay. Good.
I want to get weird. I really do want to get weird.
No, that's a weird game. There's a series of weird games. I think I'm more interested in Washington. I have invested in the Michael Penix Heisman Run Fund. Okay, I've purchased that stock.
You have.
I think I got him at 18-1. I know he's 16-1 now.
I mean, I think it's offensive that you moved away from your Bo Nix hype, but
look, the beauty of the Heisman, I can buy that stock.
We need to talk about something. We were on a live stream yesterday.
Yes.
Where we were talking about Heisman odds, okay? And anyone that listens to this podcast knows how offensive this comment was. But you were talking about someone, and I forget who it was because I blacked out after you said it. You were like, oh, it gives me Christian McCaffrey vibes. You brought up Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, you brought up Christian McCaffrey in a Heisman discussion, I think just to fluster me.
Yeah, like, your eyes got so wide.
I thought it was like a personal attack. I need to find I was very triggered. I need to download that live stream so that I can save that and clip it and post it because felt like a very personal attack on a live stream. So I just want to say, like, ouch.
You know, it's funny, but you saying it, I'm like, oh my God, yeah. Now it's a little tougher because they're both white running backs, so it's not like that's like the lazy like white guy who catches the ball.
Yes,
that's not what. But truly, the impact if he's going to win the Heisman and he's 60-1, I think it's a pretty good bet.
Yeah,
could be. And this is actually an interesting point. I think we did our Heisman picks. Do we want to talk through? In conclusion, Michael Penix is where I landed. You like Caleb, right?
Yeah, I like Caleb to win the Heisman, but if I'm taking somebody that's not Caleb, I'm taking Marvin Harrison Jr.
Which I love. Team wide out. I went down to Will Shipley, Brock Bowers.
We want Brock to actually, let's be clear. On this podcast, we would love Brock Bowers to win the Heisman.
We are Team Chaos through and through.
We would love a tight end winning. We would. All right. Come on.
You just said it like we would love a tight end. Oh, tight end. Tight ends. Yeah.
You know, we try to be serious sometimes, but this is why we just simply can't.
Clip it. I mean, that's it, but you set it up there. I wouldn't have said anything.
You blame me. I was just saying I want a tight end to win the Heisman. It would be great. It's not a quarterback award.
That's not what you said. You said in the most, like, clippable way, we love tight ends. And then I just kind of nodded along like, oh, yes, very good football conversation. How can we move on from this without acknowledging what was just said? We do love tight ends on this podcast, and Brock Bowers is the best of them. I'm sorry. Municipal's like, Jesus, forgot about this.
Forgot about the chaos of it all.
Yeah, but that's what we do.
We would like Brock Bowers to win the Heisman. I won't say his position, but
plays tight end. You can say it in that context.
He plays tight end good.
He is a tight end on the football field. That actually made it weirder. Is there any other games? We're almost to. Oh, I know the other game I wanted to bring up. DJ.
Yes.
So you got a little afternoon. There we go. We can say it here. This is a safe space.
Do you see me on the live stream? I was like, DJ, no, we're just going to keep it to DJ.
You know
him.
So I really want to see what he looks like. It's San Jose State. Tough start to the year, by the way, for San Jose State. I mean, these are good teams. Like, I know they're going to be paid handsomely to do so.
Hey, it's their way of saying, hey, let's join the Pac-12.
No, I mean, and they were,
dies.
Hey, look, against USC, that was a pretty formidable showing. They've had some success. I want to see what DJ does. Do we move to, is this it? Are we moving to picks?
We can move through picks.
We're in a crisp time flow right now. We're doing good.
We really are because it's a bunch of shenanigans. But before we get into our week one locks.
Yes.
We have a week 0 lock that hit pretty hard. And that will be that producer Matt got engaged. Producer Matt got engaged. Shout out producer Matt. Shout out Lisa. Lisa is his lock of week 0. Huge news for the pod. We're very happy for producer Matt. So cheers to producer Matt and Lisa. Or as she'll lovingly be known now as Mrs. Producer Matt. So
yeah, that's perfect. No, congrats. Love the family component. We can be shenanigans oriented. We also are a giant goofy family on this pod. It's very excited. It's also amazing that we could segue from gambling that into gambling or vice versa, because we are truly degenerates to our very core. We also now as part of last year,
yes,
with Municipal, we did game day upsets. What are you laughing?
Sorry, I was laughing. Sorry, we'll start that part over again. I just took a sip and I just looked.
No.
So ridiculous.
So we did this contest that
we're doing a contest.
We did a contest in Municipal last year, and we've been talking with them, and we did game day upset. And the theme of the contest was, who on the board do you think point spread wise is going to pull the biggest upset?
Yes.
And we're doing it again, at least for week 1. Now, in true no puns allowed format, we don't know if we're going to do it week 2. We have some other ideas that we're going to do as well. But I actually really enjoyed this. And what was funny when we were talking about it, I had people reach out to me saying, are you guys going to do it again? So here's the vibe. Take an underdog in week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Pick a score. So if you think that Duke is going to upset Clemson, whatever, give us the score. Duke 31, Clemson 30. Okay? Tag, use the hashtag game day upset. So we did last year. And we'll obviously be tweeting about this throughout the weekend. We'll get it going tomorrow. I'm going to do a better job of doing it early. And then we're going to sort through. Now, last year, Paige, I forget which weeks it was. We had some 20-point underdogs, I believe, win. Like 17, 18, 19, 20. Like, we had some really good calls on this. So I actually love it because when people are sending stuff in Friday night, Saturday, it's cool. It's cool. People are thinking about the week. They're backing their team. And so hashtag game day upset is back at least for this week. And we'll see. I hope it's going to be back longer. We're going to play it by ear. So submit and make sure we do it again. You guys need to send us these. And if you do, we'll keep doing them.
Yeah. And if you win, you get municipal gear. That's what happens.
Free shit. Wow. We had a simultaneous beer drink there.
We did.
All right. Picks and Pints. Perfect timing. Arcade Hero. This is Revolution Brewing. So a local one here. And obviously with the Golden Tea tie. Arcade Hero is very... I've drank this one on the pod before.
Okay.
But it's a good one. Good IPA.
Can we see the can? I didn't...
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I was it too big of a...
I don't know that you had that one before.
It's a great can. Great look. I have a kind of one of those dual like packs. I've got a bunch of these. This is going to be the theme for the next few weeks, but I don't drink them all first, which I might.
Okay.
But yes, it's a very good brew.
Yeah. I'm drinking Coors Banquet because that's what was in my fridge, and I don't normally drink beer, but we made an exception for week 1 of college football season.
Actually, like 2 of the last 3 pods, I think you've had alcohol. Up in the percentage a bit.
It was back-to-back weeks, actually, I think.
So let's talk locks. All right.
I'm ready to win some money.
I can already look. I have not looked at yours.
No, you haven't.
I'm looking at them right now. We are going against each other on one game. We are together on one game.
Yes.
And then we go our separate ways.
Yes.
Would we like to start with let's start with positivity, synergy on one game. Do you want to handle it? You could take us out to sea here.
Okay, so you want to start with the ones that we're picking the same games. Okay. We'll
just
start
one.
with LSU. We're picking the same game, just different things.
Yes.
This game we're together on, we're taking LSU -2.5 versus Florida State.
Yes.
I'm so ready for this game.
I'm so ready to
sweat it out, but I know that to me would be my lock of the week.
Oh, you're ready.
My super lock. My super lock.
I don't know yet on my super lock, but I love the spirit to that.
The enthusiasm. Yeah, I think we need to have producer Matt come up with like a sound that goes with the super lock when you announce your super lock. Super lock. I hope he just uses that sound itself.
Super lock. It's gotta sound like the boss in like an old school video game. Super lock.
All right. Well,
I'll work on it.
I mean, who needs fake sounds when you really just provided such
super lock. Is that better?
Thank you. Thank you for being you. I just want to say that.
Here for the content. Harold Perkins is gonna be a thing, right? Gonna be a real thing. Jaden Daniels. LSU's down some key players in this game. Defensive line, running back. But when you look at the difference in program, I think you start to see it in a game like this. I think you start to see it. The LSU offensive line, I think, is going to be really, really good. I mean, honestly, the spread speaks volumes to kind of game we're probably going to get. Thought about going over.
I was just going to ask you about the points total.
Yeah, I thought about it. Let me get an updated number here. It is, I don't want Mississippi State line.
It's 56.5.
56.5. A lot of points, but like that feels within reach. I thought about it. I'm going to go LSU as well.
I'm going to take the under on that.
Interesting. So you're expecting more defensive. Also, both quarterbacks can really run quite well. That'll be a fun thing to watch in this game. In terms of these guys.
Clock's going, though. Clock's going.
Clock is going. All right. So we are on the same page there.
Yes.
We are not on the same page for North Carolina and South Carolina. North Carolina is a 2.5-point favorite. I can go first. I like North Carolina in this game. South Carolina ended the year very well. Spencer Rattler, I still don't quite trust. I think the turnover-prone issues.
Yeah.
I think he can be amazing. It's weird. That sounds a little harsh. Like I want him to do well because it's been a road, and if he's awesome, like physically in terms of overall tools, it's crazy. You give me Drake May in this game though, and I'm just not gonna turn it down. You give me Drake May. It's not home, but it's a little bit more local. Who knows what the fan split will be? Team Drake May in this game, and this line just feels a little weird, doesn't it? Like we talked about it a couple weeks ago. For as much buzz as South Carolina has, North Carolina has just the line edge here. I'm gonna roll with them.
All right, I'm taking South Carolina. It's 2.5.
Shane Bieber time.
Yeah, I'm ready for that. I need him to have his moment. I love him, and I think, like you said, they had some big upsets last year. Those were not like easy games to win. And I understand the criticism of Spencer in terms of turnovers. But that's also what makes him so good is he's willing to make some of those throws that it's like a no. Yeah.
No, he's crazy talented. Like crazy talented.
And at home, like I genuinely believe that environment will play a factor. And like we said, like I'm not saying that South Carolina has a better team like as a whole, but you also can't just live and die through Drake May. And I'm not sure. I think too, like South Carolina has something to prove. Like they're ready for this upset. They know the hype around North Carolina. Like they were left out of the top 25, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess something to prove. Chip on your shoulder.
I like that. All right. You want to go next? You want me to? I'm very excited about my next.
You can go
game.
next.
I love Fresno State +4 at Purdue. It's one of the weirdest lines. I think Fresno State's getting $1.3 million. And I think that they've got a new quarterback, transfer from UCF. This was a really good team last year that really came together. Purdue, I still think, what are we going to get with Braun leaving? Lot of change. A lot of change. New quarterback, new system, new everything. Hudson Card, by the way, on Purdue. Had to do some transfer, like just piecing it together. Like Charlie Day style with the board.
I know exactly what you're talking
about. I think Fresno State's going to win this game outright at +4.
All right.
Super lock.
Actually,
super lock.
That's your super lock?
Super lock.
Okay.
Yes.
Now you can
+4, not to win. +4. I'll take the points.
Okay. My next up is Tulane -6.5.
I thought about this game. I really did.
It's South Alabama.
They're good. It's
At
not a big
home.
number. I know. It's a fun game.
6.5 feels small for that game.
I know. Are you being lured into a trap?
Am I?
I don't know. This is why I stayed away, because you know how we feel about Tulane. They lose Spears to running back. I like Tulane a lot. If I were picking in this game, I would pick Tulane too.
Yeah, I think Tulane 6.5 is a solid, especially because too, like, to be fair, looking at this slate, I was like, where are these smaller spreads? Somebody don't get me wrong, I'm taking a 20.5 point favorite. But I wanted something a little bit smaller and juicier, and I think Tulane at 6.5 for South Alabama is a good one.
I will move on next. I like UTSA -1 versus Houston. I am seeing that this line is minus. I think it's up to 1.5, but I got it in at 1. Harris, the quarterback, is amazing. Again, Houston, this was a team last year, like where all the pieces were kind of set up for them to be great. I don't trust Holgorsen. I don't trust. I think this is a transition year for Houston as they go to the Big 12, and I think for just in this particular game, UTSA has been rock solid, and if their quarterback is going, I think they're really tough to beat. This was I believe, a 3 overtime game last year. UTSA on the road gets the better of Houston in one of the more underappreciated games.
All right. That's a safe bet.
Yeah,
smaller
I like
spreads.
It. UTSA. Meet.
All right. I'm going to go with Texas Tech and Wyoming over 50.5. Give me an over. Give me some points. Let's have it. Texas
It's a weird
Tech, let's
fucking
go.
game.
It is, isn't it?
It's a weird fucking game. I have wrestled with. I'm gonna have money on this game, Paige. Now I think I'm gonna have the over, but I have wrestled
over
with
50.5 seems like a good spot. I think it'll be like 51 or 52 points. Like I think we're gonna barely edge by this.
I have an over for my last play, and I'm gonna go Washington Boise State over 58.5. Boise State defensively last year was actually pretty good. Lose a lot of snaps. Washington ain't fucking around. But the spread being 14.5 tells me that Boise State is going to score. I could see this game being like 44-28. 44-28 vibes.
I like
for
it.
This game. And I'm actually very excited to see it.
All right. Now here's my doozy. I am taking Penn State minus 20.5 versus West Virginia. We are on the choo-choo Penn State train because we want chaos. We've talked ad nauseum on every live stream that we've been on about Drew Aller. And I think Penn State's going to be a different looking team than we're used to seeing. I think it is going to be a lot of points. I don't think they're going to have as much of a grind system. I think the Big Ten is changing. It's a little wild. But I think they're going to be a really, really good team this year, and I think they're better than a lot of people are giving them credit for. They're fairly hyped in terms of top 25, but I think 20.5 is a safe bet in terms of a large spread.
I could tell you in the last couple of days, if I had to recalibrate on a team, I think this would be the one.
Mm-hmm.
And I really love Michigan, but this is a team, the more that I look at, the more that I'm like, I don't know, man. I want this team to be good. I saw today, Mel Kiper, I think, did like his early mock draft, and he had 3 Penn State players in the top 11.
Yep.
Fuck. Okay. And that's not even the people that we're talking about. It's not Aller. It's not Singleton. And obviously they've got some great players, but that's some Alabama shit right there, right? Like, so how will Aller play? What's the rest of the team going to be? This is a fun game. This is a fun opener, though. Like, and Jesus, like if you're West Virginia, I don't know what you do to counter this, but I'm excited to see them try.
It's going to be very, very entertaining. Okay, so we did share with the people that I do have I have a conference champion parlay that I put together.
Yes.
So I'm going to read it. Let me open.
Iowa, and then who else?
Oh, geez. All right. 6 picks, okay? The odds on this. Okay.
You start laughing.
I'm laughing because it's funny. I put $15 on this to win $7,004, okay? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So these are championship game winners. Clemson. Yeah. ACC.
Yes.
Tulane, the American.
In.
USC.
No, but fine.
Ohio State.
No, but fine.
Texas.
Yeah, oh, fuck yeah.
And Alabama. Hey, you can't go chalk. You can't go chalk. This is what we're rolling with throughout the year. We just want these hopes to be alive. $15 to win $7,000.
I kind of love this. Like, but here's the fun part of this. If you get to like conference championship weekend, you're gonna be a fucking mess. You're gonna be a glorious mess. If
everyone is playing in their conference championship, I'm gonna be hysterical.
I really want this to happen for you.
Thank you. I mean, $7,000 would be great, but
It would be great.
Yeah, that's me thinking that maybe Alabama will restore, and maybe Georgia will fall off a little bit.
I feel like the Bama vibes, by the way, I said Penn State vibes. I feel like the Bama vibes are coming back too. I don't know.
No, I feel like people are so very much hating. I feel like people are so very much hating on Alabama.
I don't know. People now are kind of like, oh, fuck, here we go again, which is great.
Which, by the way, I just was looking through, because I was looking through my bets and it was showing me all of them. I need to bet on tennis now because I won lots of money on Wimbledon, U.S. Open style. We got to get back to betting on tennis.
Jesus, good for you.
But yeah, so that's my year-long bet.
I love it. I'm hoping for nothing but the best.
I hope everyone can get on board with this. I hope everyone can support me in this. Maybe I'll share some of the winnings. You know, you never know.
I'm in. I will support. We'll do like a weekly vibe check on this bet. I think that'd be fun. Until we forget, like week 3. Yeah.
Yeah, in classic, no puns allowed fashion.
Yeah, great idea. C- execution. But all right, so we made it. I don't really have random shit. Do you have random shit? Okay.
I got one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I watched BS High on Max.
I haven't watched it yet.
I'm fuming. I need you to watch it so that we can discuss. But this guy is
is this good? Like, is this a documentary that's actually really good?
It's worth watching. Yes, it's worth watching. It's not a fluff piece on anyone. This is going to make you upset because of what we do and the people that you've covered. It's going to make you really upset that somebody would actually take advantage of these kids the way that this guy did.
Okay. On a more positive, I do have some random shit. Lewis Headley, the punter from Miami, who the Australian covered in tattoos, made the Saints, and that makes me very happy. We wrote about Lewis Headley. We were kind of first on the scene.
We were first on the scene. We can say that. We weren't kind of. We were first on the scene. We can give ourselves credit for that.
I've had a great relationship with the Pro Kick Australia guys for a while. We've done, 3 stories on different players, and this is a plug, but we wrote a profile of him on Bleacher Report, and check it out because he arrived. He was like scaffolding and working in Australia, and opened up a tattoo parlor. And I mean, this dude was a grown man living his life, and then came to Miami, and now is in the NFL. And I remember I was reading the story, and it's funny. You talk about the NFL aspirations. He had a huge leg. He played rugby like a lot of the Australians do. And then you're like, yeah, if it all works out. But like, what a fucking story. I mean, this guy just started doing this late in life and now has a job. And if he's good in the NFL, he's got the mustache, he's got the tats, he's got like, he was like 235 pounds too, I remember. So I love that when we write about people, especially someone like this, who's not a Will Anderson or anything like that, that makes their way in and has really done an incredible amount to get there. I thought that was pretty neat. Love reading that yesterday.
That is really great and a great positive note for us to end on. Any parting thoughts? Oh,
yes.
Kramer. The most no puns allowed thing that we're forgetting ever. We have something new that's dropping tomorrow.
Logo.
We have a new logo. We're rebranding. We're rebranding, and we're absolutely dropping the ball on us.
I almost brought it up earlier, but
announcing. I meant to bring it up, but that's typical us. But guys, we have a new logo.
We have a new logo. We have a new look. It's cleaner. But coming up with logos is hard. We wanted something college football, something that spoke to whatever this is, a little bit of nonsense, mostly college football. And I think this does that. So we have a new look. We have a new logo. We have a new us. It's new us. Although clearly it's the same.
It's the same us,
content.
Just like a different. I mean, we're maturing a little bit, but not much.
I'm super excited. This is going to be an amazing season. Every season is amazing. It was a grind.
Yes.
But like I am ready. I think I'm in the best mental headspace from a work and like general standpoint at the start of the season. I think I've been in forever. And by week 4, I don't know if that'll be the case, but I'm just really excited. Oh yeah, I'm really
so excited. I literally can't wait for there to be football that we can actually like analyze and talk about. So cheers to the football.
I will get the kids' super locks today.
Yes, super locks.
And super locks. That was better.
Oh, man.
Super locks. That's new. Everybody knows locks. Who has super locks? Probably like a million. All right, let's get out of here. For Paige, I'm Adam. Cheers, y'all. Happy football.